What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What is really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler coming at you with WGTB's flag football preview show for the third week that's upcoming. We had some great games last week. If y'all didn't miss it, if y'all missed it, y'all missed it. But y'all should have been there. That being said, before we begin today's show, special shout out to the fans, family, friends, and loved ones that's coming out there, co-workers and everything like that. Y'all are showing us so much support this year. We really appreciate it. I don't want you to think that it's going unnoticed because it's not. That being said, let's get a few things out of the way before we begin today's show. Let's remember first and foremost that we do have our friends, family, fans, and loved ones out there. So we should act accordingly. We have children out there and everything like that. In essence, what I'm saying, when we're out there playing flag football, let's set the example as opposed to being the stereotype. Let's watch what we say in front of these kids and everything like that. They're looking up to us. And whether we believe it or not, kids learn from us, whether we're doing right, whether we're doing wrong. So it's real big for us to be the examples out there. Also, I know we get caught up in competition and everything like that, but I've met a lot of people playing flag football, people that I probably would have never met before. People that I still have relationship with: Telly Buckles, Clive Shem, Derek Fulson, aka Red, Shamar Edwards, aka then had gray hair in his head for the longest time. And I've seen some young men grow into grown men: C.J. Young, Vic Townsend, AC and Kenny Miller. It's a beautiful thing. So let's continue to foster those relationships. Let's not do anything on the field that's going to jeopardize those relationships. Rick from Ameripride, brother, you and your brother been knowing y'all for a minute. I even see y'all kids now. So let's remember that this football thing is a brotherhood. This flag football thing it's about relationships. That being said, let's think about what's going to take place this week. We have a 1 versus 3 matchup. That's going to be exciting. Can we get that? A 1 versus 3 matchup, Black Magic, number 1 against number 3 Wolfpack. But we're going to talk about that game later on. For right now, let's take a look at our other games that are coming up this week. We have the Pink Savages. I got the schedule right here. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. But we have the Pink Savages taking on the Ameriprise. That's going to be an interesting game. Matter of fact, that is our most interesting number. That's our most interesting 6:30 game. Why? Because these teams haven't won a game yet. But both of them are very, very good teams. Is Rick going to get his team back on the track? Dupree left Pink Savages to go play with Real Talk. I don't know if y'all been catching that in my news feed. So we're going to see if TA can hold the fort down while Dupree is gone. So let's go right here. Pink Savages versus Ameriprise. Who's going to win that game? As you know by now, AC Miller has been released by Ameriprise. That definitely hurts them athletic-wise, but as far as continuity goes, the chemistry in the team, maybe that's what they needed. Who knows? Pink Savages has a very good team. A very good team. They still got to find out where they need to be offensively, defensively. We're going to see, but they have a very good team. Let's see here. You know it's unheard of for Ameriprise to lose 2 in a row, but that happened. They ran into a formidable Wolfpack team that very first game, and then they lost to Black Magic week 2, who felt like they had to reestablish themselves as the dominant team. So who's going to win that game? Pink Savages or Ameriprise? I spoke to Rick last week. I spoke to TA last week as well. Rick needed to make some adjustments because of he felt like he had some distractions on the team. So he did what he needed to do to get his team to become more cohesive. TA definitely feels like their defense needs to come together because they've been giving up a lot of points. So who do I pick to lose that game? First and foremost, let me say this. I don't believe there's anywhere in the world that Ameriprise is going to start the season off 0-3. I think Rick finds a way to get it done. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I think that team gets it together because, like I said, they're in uncharted waters right now. And I don't see them being 0-3. It's a possibility, but I don't see them 0-3. And Pink Savages has to find a way to get their defense together. It's sad to say, they have in 3 games back to back, they will have faced the best 3 quarterbacks in the league. Ben Gant, Dre from Wolfpack, and now Rick from Ameriprise. That's not easy sledding. I look for Ameriprise to take that game. There, I said it, not taking it back. Who do we have next? Let's see here. For the 6:30 game, we have Real Talk versus Borders and the Fellas. As we know, Real Talk lost a close game. Here we go. Real Talk versus Borders and the Fellas. Number 4 Real Talk against number 8 Borders and the Fellas. Real Talk already has a win on the season. They beat a very good shake and bake team for the first game, but then they lost a close game to a very good Ramrod team. So where do I see them going? Borders and Fellas, for the most part, is still an expansion team. I spoke to Vic Townsend, a.k.a. Moscato, a.k.a. Uncle Vic, and he feels like the reason why Real Talk lost was because he wasn't there. He felt like had he been there, those guys would have pulled the game out. So with that being said, it's hell on wheels when you got Uncle Vic coming back to make up for something he feels like is his fault. He doesn't take losses lightly, so look for retribution. Unfortunately, unless something stunningly happens, I look for Borders and the Fellas to continue their losing ways against Real Talk. Dwayne Strong, he's got a good squad. They just got to put it together. But I think the game against Borders and the Fellas is what they're going to need to go one game over 500. Let's look at our next 7:45 game. And no, it's not the Black Magic, because that's going to take some expert analysis on my part, really stepping out of the box. We have our next 7:45 game, which will be Shake and Bake against Ramrod. Wow. We are talking similar styles on offense. We are talking similar styles on defense. I picked against Ramrod last week. Shout out to Big E. You came up and said, hey, so you picked Real Talk to beat us, huh? I did. You told me it was close, but yeah, I did. I picked them to beat you guys. But hey, I can admit when I'm wrong. I don't have a problem doing it. There's only one person that I know that was right, and even he said, let me start this whole thing over. Let it marinate. Anyway, so Shake and Bake against Ramrod. Let's take it to the board here. So we're talking number 5, Shake and Bake against number 2, Ramrod. Wow, that's really, really interesting. We got Josh and Jason. Even the starting quarterbacks, their first names start with the same letter. J-A, J-O. What's going to happen? Even the people that they have in the same backfield. One's a dark-skinned brother with locks. The other's a light-skinned brother, kind of bald-headed. But, hey, they make it do what it do. Both of these guys have similar styles of play. So what's going to happen? Should I really pick against Ramrod 2 weeks in a row? Should I really? Okay. Dang, y'all got me on this one right here. Y'all really got me on this one right here. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Jason, y'all not a bad team, man. Y'all not a bad team at all. And I might regret this one. I might be eating some humble pie after this one. But Jason, I'm gonna pick you guys to upset Ramrod. I really, really am. If you have your full cast of characters, I'm going to pick you guys to beat Ramrod. So, yeah, I said it. I'm taking Shake and Bake, number 5, Shake and Bake over Ramrod. So let's preview what we have right now. I have number 7, Ameriprise, over number 6, Pink Savages. It's nothing personal, fellas. TA, I like you dudes. I see where you guys are coming, but I just don't see Ameriprise dropping 3 games in a row. It's never happened before. So it's nothing personal. I just don't see that. I've never seen these guys lose 3 games in a row, and I doubt this is gonna be the first time. But hey, anything's possible, right? Then we have number 4, Real Talk, against number 8, Borders and the Fellas. It's one of them things where, hey, we lost a game we felt like we shouldn't have lost, so we got to take it out on you, Borders and the Fellas. I look for y'all to lose. Nothing personal. You guys just got to keep trucking. Then we have Ramrod taking on Shake and Bake. Number 2, Ramrod against number 5, Shake and Bake. And E, you guys barely won. You told me you guys won by 1 point. I heard it came down to the goal line. You got somebody was on the goal line. The refs might have been involved in some bad calls, but hey, that's part of the game, right? So I look for Shake and Bake to pull the upset. Now, this next game, let's just say it like this. The best game of the season so far, at least on paper, Black Magic, number 1, against number 3, Wolfpack. Here's why this game has such significance. And I'm going to have to sit down for this one. So I hope y'all bear with me. I'm going to have to sit down for this one. Here's what we're looking at. Black Magic has been dominant for the past 20 years, and with good reason. The players that they have on their teams, if they didn't start out with Black Magic, they came from teams that competed against Black Magic in City League championships, whether they beat them or lost them. Let's go down this roster. We just mentioned Uncle Vic. You know, last year he was playing with Black Magic. This year he's playing with Real Talk. But even he played with Black Magic. And before Black Magic, he played with a team called Lights Out. We used to give Black Magic fits. Used to play him in City League championships game. Even beat him a couple times. Then we have Ben Gant and Drew Johnson, who came over from Newman's. Newman's used to play Black Magic in City League championships. Sometimes they beat him, sometimes they lost to him. But we're talking about players with a championship pedigree. Then we have Clive Shem, who came over from the Wolfpack. Although never beating Black Magic for the City League championship, the Wolfpack did play them 3 times for the City League championship, and Clive Shem was on all 3 teams. Yes, he was. There's another gentleman, Dreads, Locks, whatever. I can't remember his name really, but he also came from Lights Out. CJ, yes, CJ Watkins also came from Lights Out and is on Black Magic. Brandon Feeney, another member of the Wolfpack that used to play for the Wolfpack back in the day, was on all 3 teams that played Black Magic in the City League Championship. He's now on Black Magic. So Black Magic they have the advantage of keeping not only their players on the team, but also recruiting players who know how to win. But they're old. Black Magic, aside from Ameriprise, probably has the oldest team in the city. Does that mean anything? Nope. It just means they're old. It just means they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. But now let's look at the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack have arguably the most athletic team on the field. And their roster is deep. I tried to keep it at 14 people. All right. 17 people on the roster. 17, 18 people on that roster. But they're not ego-driven this season. Players don't mind coming in and out of the game, doing what's necessary to get the W. But the Wolfpack are in uncharted territory. They've never won 2 games not their first 2 games. The Wolfpack, I'm here to tell you, in all of their incarnations, whether they've been the Wolfpack, BB Flag with Wolfpack jerseys, this team has never won their first 2 games of the season. To win their first 3 games would be totally unheard of. But then at the same point in time, all good things must come to an end when we're talking about Black Magic. Is this the season that it happens? I stated before that Dre and Jet make up the fastest backfield tandem in the city. If I say that, then I have to say this: that Derek Fulson and Ben Gant make up the smartest backfield, the most intelligent backfield in the city. So how do we play that? I'm going to pick Black Magic to win. I don't like saying that, but I told my team this on Thursday after we defeated Pink Savages. I'm going to pick Black Magic to win. That doesn't mean it has to go down like that. So what am I saying? To beat Black Magic, you have to outsmart Black Magic because they already play from a standpoint that you have more athletes on your team than they do. So you have to outsmart them. At the very least, you have to be just as smart as them. How do we go about doing that? I played a full season with them. Myself, Dwayne Purifoy, who I still consider to be the best center in the league, bar none. I said it, bar none. We don't have to play a perfect game to beat Black Magic, but we do have to play a good game. No interceptions. No dropped interceptions. Score on every possession. And stop them at least once or two times. Is that possible? Yes, it is. Sun shines on the dog's ass every now and then, right? Right. The sun shines on the dog's ass all the time. I don't know who came up with that. It's crazy. Probably the same person who said it never rains in Southern California. Yes, it does. I'm picking Black Magic to win that game. But it's going to be a hell of a game. And for somebody, it's going to be a statement game. Now, these two teams play each other twice during the season. The last game of the season, Black Magic plays the Wolfpack, and it's a 6:30 game. If the Wolfpack don't beat Black Magic, Black Magic may go undefeated. They're just that smart. If they have all their horses, they're just that smart. If they're down a few and they play a team like Ameriprise, or they play a team like they play a mature Pink Savages, or they play the Wolfpack again, and they don't have all their horses, and I dare say even a Ramrod and Real Talk, if they don't have all their horses, they'll lose. But if they've got all their horses, if the Wolfpack don't beat them, they could go undefeated. It is very well possible. Very well possible. I don't like saying it, but I'm a realist when it comes to this. Anyway, that's my time. Like I said, most importantly, more than anything else, we appreciate y'all coming out and watching us. This is 2 weeks in, and y'all cannot believe the amount of feedback that I've been getting from players, coaches, and officials talking about this has been the most exciting season in a long time, and we need to keep it up. Fellas, remember this is a brotherhood. Let's not go out there trying to hurt each other. Also, remember we have family out there and everything. So while we can get caught up in our emotions and everything, let's remember that we got kids watching us, and we are teaching these kids how to play the game. That's my time. WGTB, Boot City Radio, flag football, Tallahassee, and I love it. What else can I talk about? I guess nothing else really. It's nothing else really except this. Hey, we all one out here. Regardless of what the distractors may say, we are all one, and it's time that we come together and acknowledge that as a nation. That's my time. I'm out. Peace.